Hey, yappers. Hey, y'all. I want to say thank y'all in advance for pulling up. Yappers, we are outside tonight, okay? And we doing things a little bit different tonight. So I want everybody to be nice because we got a visitor. Child, get in here, get in here. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. I heard they was waiting for me to say something. Let's go ahead and do this disclaimer. Now, before we get into this live stream, just a disclaimer. These are my black ass opinions and messy little thoughts. Nothing is fact, just vibes and fair use, baby. Period. Child, tonight we have a visitor. We want to see, girl, is that legal? With our girl, attorney Symone. Period. Let's get into it, yappers. Moderators, I want y'all on go. Let's go. Let's do this.
Hey guys, so great to meet your subscribers, your viewers. I'm your legal bestie, attorney Symone. I am live. It's daytime where I'm at. I'm live from Bali, Indonesia. And listen, I want to give my audience like a quick little backstory, which is that so Messy reached out to me on social media and she was like, listen, I would love to have you on my channel. I really want to talk about the drama between influencers Nique and King, and now King has a new fiance and more kids with a new woman. Anyway, when she gave me kind of the legal dilemmas and issues, I said, oh yeah, we gonna do this. Let's talk about this. Because I think not only can we like clarify what's going on, but the way I like to do it is I like to cover mess while teaching about the law. Because what better way to learn than through real life examples, right? So the way we're gonna handle this today is think of this as like, this is like how I do my consultations on Zoom, over the phone, etc., where she's gonna give me some facts and ask me my legal opinion, kind of like, this is my opinion on third parties, right? Ask me my thoughts. Whereas I'm gonna give you real world examples and tell you like, this is what you need to do in this situation. This is what I would tell my client to do or my homegirl. So my disclaimer is I'm not your lawyer. I'm a lawyer. I'm not Nique's lawyer. I'm not King's lawyer. And if you don't know these people, it don't even matter, y'all. This shit is so juicy. It's so juicy that you need to watch just so you can learn. So just to set it up, this is a situation where influencer couple, Nique and King, were together for years. They like in their 20s, they were making big bucks on YouTube. I'm talking around $30,000 per month from their YouTube channel. It was boyfriend girlfriend content, and then they had a child, so it was content involving them being like young parents. And then at some point, he is King, decided to cheat on Nique. And he cheated on her, broke up with her. Shortly thereafter, gets with a new girl named Laina. Did you say Laina or Lana? Laina. Now, Miss Laina gets pregnant about 10 seconds in. Okay, she gets pregnant with her first child. He also goes online and chooses to say he never loved Nique, the one that he has a child with. That child is now about 7 years old or so. Mm-hmm. And fast forward, King has 2 children now with Laina. They are not married. They're allegedly engaged. Now they're poor. They're broke and they're poor. So they did what all poor people do that don't want people to really be able to see and know how poor they are, is they moved to Thailand. Now, I have been out of the country. I've been in Bali now for, I don't know, like 4 months or so. I've been to Thailand twice. And I can tell you officially, Thailand is for poor people. Just kidding. Kind of not. But we'll get into those facts later. But it's also created some legal issues because at one point he like picked up the kid. He asked for the kid to visit him in Thailand. The child did. Then he wouldn't return the kid. It's just so much stuff. And the craziest fact for me was that despite all of this, Nique does not want to file and put him on child support, file and have set custody. He also took one of their YouTube channels, and YouTube channels, the way that they have them, are worth hundreds and thousands of dollars per year. My guess is that they were likely together earning about $350,000 to $400,000 a year from their content. And when they broke up, he cheated, broke up, he took the channel, he took all of that. So now the question becomes, what is this mess? And girl, is that legal? Messy. Add whatever you'd like. Where should we start with this legal dilemma?
Girl, you did some homework, girl. I was like, girl, I don't even have to do too much. Thank you. Period.
Well, I'm
Hey,
here to
over there
help.
to
I'm here
your
to help.
subscribers. Y'all, thank y'all for having me and my yappers. I really appreciate that.
Oh my gosh. Hold on 1 second. I did all that talking and I don't think I didn't hit play. I didn't hit play to my audience.
Oh,
Let me
no.
see. It says stream to my audience. Is it streaming? Okay, wait. No. Oh, no, I'm on my channel. Okay. We good. Keep going.
Okay, good. I just want to say thank you to your audience for having me and my yappers. We love having visitors. Thank you so much. And thank you for that. So we want to start right where you left off, where all the drama really unfold. So let's start with the biggest. So you already gave the backstory, and I want to talk about that move to Thailand. This is where things got really messy at. So ever since moving overseas, King and Laina, the internet has been side-eyeing everything that they do. Okay. They have done certain things like they clearly show things to the public that gives off the perception that they have some money issues, some visa issues, they do wish lists, GoFundMe's, and they have poor parenting decisions and stuff like that. But the biggest controversy started when Kaiser went out there to Thailand, and when he went there for that visit, and it turned into more than what they agreed upon. They agreed.
Okay. And Kaiser, y'all, is the mutual son, the 7-year-old child between Nique and King.
Yes.
So, and basically, the dad did not return him. The dad did not return him when he was supposed to, and in turn, Nique had to fly to Thailand, drop everything, fly to Thailand, and get the kid. Is that right?
That's correct. That's when
tell you why that happened.
Right.
I'm going to tell you exactly why that happened. That happened because he's broke. He's broke. No. He couldn't afford, because that type of commute from Thailand to the States, because Nique lives in Houston where I live. So I did that flight. That is a 29-hour flight. That's not a flight where you can put a child on the plane by themselves. The two of you have to go. And there's two things, which means either, now I know Nique probably flies first class for a route like that. I did. My ticket was like one way, was like, I don't know, $3,800, like $4,000 one way. Okay. He would have to do that either for the two of them, which not even a question. But even a one way from Thailand back to Houston is $1,000 per person. Wow. So that means an extra $2,000. Now, mind you, King and Nique, when they had their channel together, I need you to put this in context. They had about 200 to 250,000 subscribers, correct? When their channel was most active?
Yes.
Does that sound about right?
They had how many subscribers, you say?
Over 200,000.
They had 3 million.
Oh, girl. Oh, yeah. They were making about $500,000 a year. Okay. And here's the thing. This reminds me of, like, if you ever, for those who watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, there was Melody and Martell, and then she got sick of his cheating. They broke up, and then he's not able to make the same money anymore because they were working under her license. Effectively here, I thought he would be able to just put the new girl in Nique's spot, and they would be able to continue making content and money. That has not happened because nobody likes her. That also didn't happen because of the way in which he did it. See, he's dumb. He doesn't realize it's not just about social media. It's about a connection and a feeling of authenticity with the people that you're watching. I just watched clips of the poor little girl. He picked that little girl, Lana, because she's a little slow. That's why I picked her. But as a result, I'm saying yes, I'm missing all type of fingernails. They lost a lot of money, and he was not anticipating that. Also, I can guarantee you, he love bombed Laina. He love bombed her in that he was probably like, yeah, I'm this YouTuber. I got these views. I make this money. So she was like, cool, I'm going to keep this baby, because who gets pregnant with a fucking stranger in 2 months that you think is broke and keeps it? Nobody.
Period.
She thought this man would be able to take care of her, would be able to give her some stability. So now they were not able to make it in Houston. Bills were high. They didn't even own a home. How do you make that much money and don't at least buy a home in Houston. I got one in Houston. Houston was one of the places when they were there, you could still buy a 3-bedroom, 3-bath home for under $300K, which means a mortgage of around $1,900 a month. Okay. Anyway, so I say that to say what started it is they left because a lot of people are leaving America now, specifically for Thailand, because they are being told that you can live on a small amount. When I was in Thailand, I met men who were retired military or like injured military or like the PTSD military, right? They're getting like $3,500 a month and they're living on those checks to the best of their ability. And it doesn't, and they don't, yeah, you can't do that in America. You be in the projects, barely. Barely.
Wow. So now that we got that perspective, Yappas and everybody, I was going to show the severity of how that was for a mom. I feel like when I was going to show a clip of the argument because it's more than just not returning the child. It's the agreement that they had. Agreement was 3 weeks. The 3 weeks turned into 2 months. And then
that'd be devastating.
What was told from him to her via text messages, and she did show the proof of all of that stuff. If you don't come get him, then he's going to stay here. I want to know if that right there, girl, is that legal?
No, it's not at all. He can't do that, but this is her fault. And Nique, I don't know if you love Nique, send her this clip. This is her fault because God tried to tell her every which way that she needed to formalize the relationship and put that man on papers. Putting that man on papers is child support visitation. She could feel like I don't need money from him. You don't have to ask for child support. You can ask for set visitation. You do not ever send your child to another country to be with their parent without any formalized custody order. That's where she went wrong. Because this man already proved himself to be selfish, narcissistic, and unreliable. So legally, if you send your child over there, right, the other parent cannot kidnap their own child if there is no court order. However, if there was a court order, so the standard one for Houston, for Texas, would have been dad gets him for summers from July 1 to the end of July, something like that as an example. Then at the end of that, she would have been able to take that order to the appropriate authorities. I don't know if it's Homeland Security or exactly what. And they would have literally called her ex and said, you got to bring the baby back or we're going to have to get Interpol involved, But because they had no visitation, no custody, nothing set in place, he could literally do that. He could have kept the child. And she would just have to start from scratch by filing something in Houston. But the court, depending on how long he had been there, how long had he been there at that point?
How long he had been in Thailand or the child?
Yeah, the child.
The child had already
been there. Like, I'm not sending him back.
He had already been there 2 months.
Well, Thailand could argue we have what's called jurisdiction over him. They could argue that. And Houston could say, we don't. Child isn't here. You have to file your lawsuit in Thailand, which would have been a whole thing. So the answer is legally, the dad absolutely can do that due to the fact that there was no custody and visitation procedure started. It just has to get started. It doesn't even have to be finalized, but if it's at least started, that gives you some options to prevent what happened.
Wow. Thank you so much for answering that. Wow.
Okay. And some people are asking, which Nique are we talking about? Can you put the graphic? Could you put the thumbnail up?
Yes.
Okay. So this is Nique and King. They were YouTubers. They still are. It's just they are they still are. They are just separate now because they're not together anymore. But she's gonna put the graphic up so that you guys know exactly who we're talking about.
There we go. So Nique is on y'all's left.
There you go.
King is right next to her, and Laina is next to Attorney Symone. Okay. Yeah. And let's go back to where we were. Okay. So
Okay.
thank you for answering that question, because that's what I assumed as well. Now, with this clip that I want to play, because this tugged on, single mom's heartstrings. This tugged, because
Yeah.
I gave you a chance with my baby to go way that far away. Why on earth would you allegedly turn off the air tags? Why would you take his phone? The child has a device to be able to talk to mom, because okay, communication could just go straight to the child, and a tablet to talk to mom. Why would you take those things from him? And now I have to go through you to talk to my baby. And then you say that you're having a life matter, which in context, these people are always going through something out there in Thailand. It seems to me that they were allegedly on a border run to Malaysia. When they went to Malaysia, and
I'm
that's
fixing
another,
to do one myself.
when they left, period. When they left and went on to Malaysia, something happened where it was a medical emergency. And so that is what King's excuse is, to not be able to bring Kaiser back to Houston and make her go.
He doesn't have to have an excuse. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to bring his kid back. It's his kid. That's what happens when you don't formalize the relationship.
Right.
Nothing can be done about it.
So let's go ahead and listen to this, because she is basically begging to speak to the child. Let me remove this and add our first video clip, just for context for your people. My people, y'all already heard this. Y'all already know what's going on. Let's go to video. Let's see. Did he connect?
And yes, some people have asked which Nique. This is not Nique at Night. I love her channel. This is Nique. She was on Basketball Wives. I didn't even realize that was her. Literally, I would just see her like posted in her cute little Fashion Nova, and I'd be wondering who she was. But I get it. Sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you start that.
I wouldn't care to talk to you.
Can you hear that?
Turn it. Can you turn it up anymore? Oh, actually, I'll turn my own. But, I get it.
I don't give a fuck about your feelings. That don't have nothing to do with me. I want to talk to my son. I don't care about your feelings. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I just want to talk to my son. I honestly just want to talk to my son. I really hope one day somebody keep Laina and your kids from y'all the way you trying to keep my son away from me. And you think this is bad now? You think I went on the internet and said something bad now? Wait till what the fuck I say when they find out you've been keeping my son away from me for 3 days because you're pissed about what I said on Twitch. Let me talk to my fucking son now. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. Let me talk to my son. Let me talk to my son. Let me talk to my son. I swear to God, he will never fucking come back there. Let me talk to my son. Let me talk to my son. Let me talk to my son. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about.
Come here. Here go your mom.
Yes? Kaiser.
Child. So the girl, then she gets there. She gets over there to the place. When she gets over there, child, he makes her, he does not give her the child. He makes her wait. So let's say she landed, I want to say she landed at 11 a.m. I want to early in the morning, went there by herself. She landed at 11 a.m. But when she got there, they were texting because of the amount of money that he needed to give her back for the flight. She said she paid $3,500.
I told you. Didn't I tell you? I told you.
You just
and you know
it.
what? Hold on. But wait a minute. I bet you she is too reasonable with this man. I know that sounds crazy coming from a lawyer, but I bet you that's only the price of the child's ticket. She didn't even include her ticket. Because $3,500 would be one first class seat for the baby, not even hers. And then she had to go there and come back. Go ahead.
Yep.
That was nice of her. That was kind.
That was kind.
And he's taking advantage of her kindness, has been through this whole process.
Right. And so he caught an attitude and was like, because you see, they always penny pinching over there. All they do.
I told you. They went there. Go ahead. They went there because they poor. They did.
Great.
I'm just as messy as y'all. I'm just as messy as y'all. People in my chat, they know me.
Girl.
And
So he catches attitude, y'all. And because he said, you know, they always penny pinching over there, and they are used to buying one ways all the time. So anytime when they move there, they go one way. They go one way for everybody. And you know, they were so happy because the youngest baby was a lap child at the time. So she's sitting on lap on that long ass flight. But she recently turned 2. So now, you know, they gotta pay her ticket too. So they always doing one ways, and they don't care about long layovers and everything like that. So when he did make it out there, when she made it there, he didn't want to give her the child. She got there at 11 a.m. and he made her wait until he said, first of all, they had the conversation about the money. And she said, you know, you're going to have to help me with my ticket, or at least his ticket, because I just spent all this money to come here. And that wasn't the agreement. He cash apps her $600 and said that he knows that there's a ticket. He didn't look up a ticket that was that price. So $600 is good enough. That's her decision that she wants to fly fancy.
I told you. Sid, did I tell you? I don't even know these facts, but when I tell you, I'm very good at what I do, y'all. I've been practicing for over a decade. And like, I know people, I know humans, I know bad baby daddies. I can tell you what you're about to experience before you experience. And so often in my consultations that happens, but the woman is so hopeful that this man is going to be a good dad and be participatory and all this shit. And then she has to come back in my office months later to tell me that he acted the exact way I predicted. So yeah. So just like I said, he was like, oh no, yeah, you sent my child first class because bitch, who the fuck is flying 29 hours? Like if you can afford it, flying 29 hours in the back or 29 hours where you're in the front and your 7-year-old is in the back. No, stupid. So don't be mad that you're poor. But I want to establish this too.
Mm-hmm.
So what I love about this little sweet justice is so the guy King, and if you can put their pictures back up just so people know, because people are hopping, you know, into live. King really thought Nique was expendable.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was bigger than the program. And so as a result, King doesn't have any education. He just made his money, more money than he'll probably ever make again in life. He made it on social media. Well, anyone who knows my story knows I can really relate to this because me and my former partner, we used to have a YouTube channel together. He started it. I grew it. When we broke up, because he did some infidelity shit, his was financial infidelity. When he did that, he wouldn't give me no part of the channel. He wouldn't give me any money from the channel. He stole from me. It was a big deal. And I had to start all over. Fast forward today, I'm in a situation very similar to Nique. He kept the channel. Because what I'm talking about now is why her baby daddy is so bitter. He is bitter because he thought the money would always be there. And he did not realize they were an entertaining team. He individually, don't nobody fucking care about him. He is not interesting individually, right? Well, and in my situation, like he kept the channel. I had to start from scratch. And I'm very proud today to say that like the channel that we had together, it was like when we broke up, it was like almost or right at like 30K subscribers. Today I hit 83,000. 83,000 starting from scratch on my own, completely different type of content. And to this day, he's getting like views. His views will be like 1,500. My views, I had a video this last week that was 100K, right? But that's also when you're not out here being foul to people, like karma is the thing. I learned that here in Bali. But so interestingly, so the guy King and his new woman, they took over one of the channels that has like 200,000 subscribers, right? And he's been releasing content, y'all. I'm going to give you guys an idea of the YouTube money. So Messy, you gave me some numbers of their views. So in a month, they may do like 5 videos. Like last month, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but basically last month, they got about 20,000 views in total. Hold on. Was that where you're at? Yeah. Hold on. I got the numbers. All right. In April, They got 20,000 views. In May, they did a lot more videos. That'll be about 30,000 views. 30,000 views, it's $300.
What?
20,000 views, it's $200. You see why they broke? You see why they're broke? So think of it this way, for every 100,000 views, you get approximately $1,000 for every 100,000 views. And it doesn't, you don't have to get 100 on one video. It's just add up all your videos on the channel. See, a lot of people don't know that about YouTube money, but that's kind of the range. So what I'm saying is he was so used to making a video, and one video might get 600,000 views. Well, that's probably $6,000. If it had 600,000 views, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, yeah, a lot of people didn't realize that, guys. So I know this. Thank you for the subscribe. So I know this is like, oh, this is unusual for my traditional like content, but I want this to be. This is like when I would teach my legal classes, right?
Right.
And when I have my consultation, was like, you about to learn something today. You gonna go away with some information.
Period. Yeah. Finally, everybody that's confused about this, every time something goes on with this, it's kind of like watching a TV show. Even though these are real people, it's almost like watching a TV show because they say they can't see your picture that good. Hold on, let me see.
Okay.
It's like watching it's like watching a TV show where it's like it's seasons to this because this is a never-ending conversation, and to the viewers who have common sense, if you don't go to court about it, I feel like it's going to continue to be this type of time. You know what I mean?
Yes. There is an important comment in the chat. So JP Mills said, wait a minute. Did she send that child back over there to that man? She sent the child one time, but yes, she sent him to that man. And someone else in the chat said, so you mean the dad could actually come to Houston, go to that baby's school, get the baby from the school, and fly him to Thailand? He absolutely could. 100%. He could do that, and it is not a crime. Because think of it the other way. Change it from the dad to the mama. Anytime the mama, and think of the moms who, have custody all the time. Nique doesn't have to add, if Nique wants to go to Mexico on a vacation, Nique don't have to ask the daddy no permission. Nique could just get up and book their trip to Mexico, and they go to Mexico. And they stay there for as long. If Nique wanted to get up and move to Mexico, they can. The reason why is there is nothing pending or on file. That is why. Don't let these men make you feel like you're a bad person for filing with the courts. No, you have an obligation to your children to protect them from some bullshit like that.
Period. Have mercy. Somebody said they have mercy broke. So, I'm glad that we're moving past that. So I don't even have to show that clip because we didn't got to the gist. So I have a question.
But about the broke too, I want to make sure. Not only are they broke, they cannot legally work in Thailand.
When we get into it, have mercy. Somebody, please.
Go. So we gonna stay broke.
Hold on, let me cook real quick. Because a yapper like me, the way I do my content, it's all commentary. I do not know these people. If you post it publicly online and you post it for everybody to see it, why we can't talk about it? So I'm just saying, it ain't nothing but a quick. This is what's so people are lazy. Yeah, people are so lazy because it ain't nothing to talk to your girl ChatGPT real quick and find out what you need and what you don't need. Right. Even Google. So I'm not.
Yes. Are you from Louisiana?
No.
Oh, okay. You sound like my people.
I'm from Jerusalem, child.
Understood.
So, girl, I have been breaking this down for months. They cannot legally work out there. Why in the world? Now we got to talk about Laina. Why in the world? She is constantly putting their situation in problematic field. I
told you she's
right on them.
Laina is the fiance for those joining. So Nique and King are the influencer couple. He
Let's
cheated
go,
on
baby.
Nique. He cheated on Nique. And then he got with Laina. Laina's in the photo. She's over towards the right side and got Laina pregnant about 2 months in, got her pregnant. Now they, fast forward, they have 2 children. And then Nique and King have 1 child who's approximately 7 years old today. Now go ahead. They're living in Thailand. And stupid Sally over here, Laina, keeps getting them in tough situations. Tell us about it.
Yes. Now let's talk about it. So Laina records herself.
Oh, that's nasty.
She went out of her way. Okay, first of all, remember I told y'all how they always begging when they had that.
Wait. So my viewers don't know. So now that they were YouTubers, they're still trying to do YouTube, but they're not getting the views anymore. Because King and Nique are no longer together. People like them together. Now it's King and Laina. They're making videos. People don't watch as much, so they're not bringing home. They were bringing home between 30 and 50,000 per month from YouTube. When he was with the black girl, I'll say it like that. Now he's with the other girl, and they're bringing home, I don't know, they might make 1,000 a month. So you said they're always begging. Tell me about that.
Okay, so they always begging. So remember I told you that allegedly during that time where King refused to bring Kaiser back to Houston, they had then left, hopped the border, and went over there to Malaysia. For whatever reason, she claimed that her appendix, something happened with the appendix, and she got stuck on the table. So they created a GoFundMe, and they got online begging for 9K, specifically that amount, that number. They needed 9,000 for that.
I don't believe that. I'm going to tell you, being over here, y'all, if you're watching, I'm currently literally sitting on my balcony in Bali, Indonesia. Oh, yeah, Bali, Indonesia. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, girl is culture. Okay, she's culture.
And Kuala Lumpur would be the city that they would have flown to in Malaysia. And it is so cutting edge. Think of Singapore. Think of someplace like that. And I don't believe that they would have told her, we're not going to work on you unless you give us this cash first. But I do believe that is the perfect time to grip, because she probably had photos of herself in a hospital. Yeah. Photos of herself tied up to tubes. See, I don't even know these people. She was able to post that and then get people to sorry for you. Kuala Lumpur don't play that. They don't play that. Like, you go to the hospital, you get what you need, especially if it's like a life or death, like appendix bursting, and that's that.
Right. See, her whole thing was
stupid.
They had an emergency with the appendix. Then
yeah.
The fuck. So then
lying bitch.
She
sorry. That's right, I'm a lawyer.
So then she said that the hospital would not let her leave. She posted, she said, I cannot leave this hospital until I give them the money, y'all. I can't leave. I'm just gonna stay here. So she on TikTok, people just, TikTok don't play. They start eating them up because why is y'all, you want us to support y'all, but y'all moved there downing people with a 9-to-5. Y'all moved there talking cash money shit about people, talking about how America sucks. So they go and they had to raise that 9K. They was reporting the GoFundMe, and she was like, people are calling the embassy on us because we got the GoFundMe trying to stop me from getting out the hospital. I have kids. And then she told on herself, she said, well, more money goes into this. More money goes into this. Girl, I'm about to make you mad real quick. Watch this. She said, more money goes into this because the whole time that I'm in here, King's at the hotel with my kids and with all 3 of the kids. But wait a minute. Guess who donated to that GoFundMe?
Nique? Don't say Nique.
Nique gave her 200.
Okay.
So it's like, girl, what? But guess what? When she couldn't talk to Kaiser, she reached out to Laina. And she told her, she said, King is not answering the phone. I want to talk to my baby. She said, okay, I'll let him know. And guess what she did after that? She blocked Nique. So now she couldn't get in contact with nobody.
Oh,
So
that's foul.
so
Oh,
she had
that's
to go to the
foul.
internet, and the internet is who was telling her, girl, go over here and go get your baby. Because they show all their business online. Let's get back to working
Oh.
in Thailand. Working out there in
Hold
Thailand.
on. Okay. You know
Mhm.
what? I would rather be I like to be as accurate as possible. I'm the queen of receipts. So I just want to clarify something. I did a quick chat GPT search. It said, in Malaysia, do they not allow you to leave the hospital if you don't pay your bill? It says in Malaysia, hospitals generally require bills to be settled upon discharge. While they cannot physically lock you up or detain you in your will against your will, meaning they can't keep you in the hospital. Private hospitals may withhold the release of administrative documents, while government hospitals may place a hold on your visa or your passport until the debt is resolved. So it could be that they said, you can't, we won't let you travel out of the
Ooh.
country until it's dropped. That could be,
I feel like I
who
believe
knows?
that
So I'm going to,
I believe
yeah.
that right there. I believe that right.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, I will always look. If somebody gives me facts and I need to correct, I am not. So I'm humble enough to shut the fuck up and get corrected. Okay.
I believe that
So
one right now. I believe it
yeah,
about that
that
visa.
makes sense.
That visa was already problematic before they left, allegedly. So let's talk about working out there in Thailand. So Laina goes after she gets this 9K. They balling in the mix. They got so much bot. So she goes over to a place called Brow Babes out there in Thailand. She gets a certificate. When she gets the certificate, she's not an esthetician or anything. It's just like you did this course, girl. Look, you know how to do this. What I taught you. She then goes and get all the supplies, all the things, records all this, right? And then she goes to take clients. She records herself taking clients and then also posts up to price lists. She posts one price list and then she changed it. She posts another one to make it a little bit cheaper, maybe like $5, $2, $3 off. You know what I mean? And then she launches her Instagram as her business, Borrows by Laina. She posts in there, book with me, DM me to book. So, and she records herself with a little chair in her living room doing these people eyebrows. So I made a video breaking down what you would need, how you cannot do that out there, and what you would need to be able to do that out there. All in all, in order to do that out there, that is not right. In order to do that out there, she would literally need like 2 million baht, and she would need a salon, and she would need a work permit, and she would
Didn't
need.
I tell you? In the first 5 minutes, I told y'all that girl was slow. Now, this is a slow person that we're dealing with. I bet she like Tasha K. She probably went to at least one grade a few times. That's the type of slow I think we're dealing with here. She doesn't seem like she's mean. She seems like she's slow and she knows it. That's why she went over there to King thinking he would lead her to stability and stuff. And here we are. But that is like the biggest way to not only get put out, but then get banned from a country. So can you tell whether the government is aware of that yet? Because Bali, them people will show up at your door, give you 24 hours to pack your shit and get on the plane. They are not playing with you.
Well, girl, let me tell you something else.
With you. Yeah, tell me.
So, girl, when I made this video, child, I made it members only. Well, she loves my content. You ever met somebody that they don't really like it, but they like it? So she
like
paid.
Tasha K. That's how Tasha K be feeling about me. She don't mind when I talk about other people. She just don't let me talk about her.
Period. Yeah. Like she don't mind when I talk about anybody else, but she don't want me to talk about her. Just not talk about her. So, child, she paid for that membership, and she watched the video. Well, then she pops out, girl. She pops out, and she has a whole video of something that didn't happen. She claims that, just us, because it's just everybody talks about them, but just us, me and my yappas, we reported her to the people. So she gives a story time on how and what happened. This is what she said, girl. Now I can't play the video, but I'm gonna give you a little rundown, a little remix.
Let me hear this stupidity.
Girl, she said, so she was in the house with the girls, and then somebody from the jurisdiction office came and said, ma'am, you got to go down to the jurisdiction office. Some people is here for you. She said when she got down there, she was like, oh my God, not today. She went her thick ass down there, girl. And when she got down there, she said 3 officers from immigration pulled up on her. And she said she was nervous. She was so scared. She said, but guess what? I swear to God, y'all, immigration was so happy to see me. Excuse me.
She sound like my slow auntie.
She said, immigration said, we follow you. We follow you on social media. We know you not here doing browse. We know you just practicing. And then she said, King came downstairs because girl, you know, King said he want to be a professional MMA fighter. Girl, he came downstairs, girl, and they said, oh my God, you do Muay Thai. And so they showed her, this is what she's alleging and defaming. She said that the immigration officer showed her that ChileYouSoMessy reported her and showed her everything. But then they said, but the case is closed now because we're fans of y'all. We know that y'all not doing no harm. And then they took a picture. And now the case is closed. So she
showed the picture.
She said she can't show no picture. And she said she can't show no documents that they show her about us reporting her, allegedly reporting her, right? Because, you know, we didn't do that. We don't even get down like that. She said that she can't show no documentation because the case is closed and it was confidential.
So she doesn't have to show the documents, but if you got a picture of them, if someone lets you take a picture, it's to show it. Nobody says, I'm gonna take this picture so you can keep it in your heart. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. But also, how she said Messi reported, first of all, I just want to give myself a little pat on the back because I literally just said, if you do that, Bali will show up knocking on your door the next day and say, pack your shit, it's time to go. And it sounds like that's what happened to her. Then people knocked on her door and said, you have an appointment with the visa people. And then what likely happened is she went down there and objected and said, no, I want to object. And they likely gave her time to get an attorney and to contest whatever it is that the government is trying to do there. And I know Thailand had longer visas. See, Bali only has a 60-day visa. They had longer process, but then you can switch it into some other type. I think Thailand may actually have 6-month ones. I think they actually do have 6 months. 6-month ones. But either way, so she's lying. What's your understanding of the status of their visas now?
Well, it's so contradicting, you see. 1 minute, when they first left and went down there to Thailand, hold on,
before you get into that, Shauna has a great point. Shauna said if immigration told her that, I believe they accepted a bribe. You're so right. I'm so forgetful that bribing is so standard in these countries. So,
I was going to say
that could have happened. Yeah. You could easily, because when I was down there, so here's what's crazy. In Thailand, weed is legal. Vaping is illegal. This guy they got pulled over and that I know, he was on his motorbike and he was vaping and they tried to charge him 10,000 baht. He negotiated him down to 3,000 baht, which is still like $1,000 or something, but continue.
Right. And I want to piggyback off of that. That is so right, Shauna, because even whenever we're talking about the border hopping, when we're talking about anything dealing with their visas, when they leave for a little bit, you know how they came back to the US for a little while and then it took them some time to get back over there, which allegedly her mama gave her some money from her taxes. But anyway, the thing about it is whenever they when you go through that entrance to get back into Thailand, it is at whatever is immigration person discretion that you're talking to in that moment. That's just like I watch a lot of people that get deported and everything. Every immigration officer is different. It's just that what's saving them, I strongly believe, and why they have not got caught up is because first they traveling with kids. Some people show a little piece of sympathy, and they said it themselves. Them kids be helping you out. They'll tell you to pay a little bit less. Well, just give us this many. Just give us this much. They'll say stuff like that. And they'll take them. They'll 555 in the chat, yappers. They'll say stuff like that, and they'll take that as I feel like that's a bribe, you know, with money. Like pay this much then, because I witnessed somebody get she left, and she went over to, I don't know, where did she go? She went to one of those side places. Maybe let me just say she went to Hong Kong or whatever, and
Okay.
did her border run. When she went back to Thailand, they wouldn't let her in, and they wanted her to give them $600. She didn't have 600. So she had to wait until she called family, get on social media or whatever to get 600. And see, this is when people get shamed and humbled, because everybody's like, well, how in the hell you teaching us how to go to Thailand and you flossing out there in Thailand, but you ain't got
And you better
600?
get locked up.
Because
Oh,
they're not
yeah.
thinking, they're not, people in the US is not thinking about that bot. That bot stretch a long ass ways. It's stretched more and further than the US
For
dollar.
sure.
So
sure.
yeah, so let's get back to that visa, that question that you asked. I'm sorry. You asked, what do I know about their visa status at this moment? Well, it's so
Yeah.
contradiction, you see, because at the beginning of the time that they left to Thailand, you know, she's the one that's, I will give that to King. He is not the one that's really running his mouth. It's really just her. She
That
is
makes sense.
talking. Will she shut up? So she said.
So, and I'll tell you this about men. When
Mhm.
so he knows he's trying to rebuild himself. He's not where he wants to be. He doesn't have the money he expects to have at this point in his life. So when men are in that position, they do shut up. They shut up because they're trying to level up. And then when they've leveled up, then they pop out again.
Mhm.
She is trying to cover up. She's embarrassed. She's humiliated. She's like, how did I get here? She went from no kids to 2 kids to being poor and broke, and now in a third world, second world country. So,
Period.
yeah.
Period.
Mhm.
And so what? So from based on what they said now, because the math not mathing. She said when they got there, she said, well, Thailand gives us all like a 60, 30-day visa. You can always go and extend it. What's going to happen is I'm going to go do a cooking class for my visa. King is here from Muay Thai for his visa, and the girls is going to be on his visa because they have his last name. And because they're not married yet. But research told me, now I don't know, but research tell me that every person has to have one. Well, then the story changed. Months later, after they got that 9K from that
She hates
GoFundMe.
you. I see why she hates you. Keep going.
She hate me down bad, dirty. You hear me? Girl. So she said months later, I seen that they went and put their oldest child, one of their oldest daughter, with them together, because Kaiser is the oldest of King's children. But they put their oldest daughter into what she loves to call. She loves to say it's an international school. Girl, you overseas. Anyway, they put the child into an international school for a little bit.
Okay.
So I went and researched all of that, and the amount of money that they would have to give, they would have to have money sitting in a Thai bank account in order to do that right there. But then I thought
in order to enroll them in school?
In order to enroll that child into that school, they have to have that money. Now, sometimes if you have a tourist visa, right, and you want to convert, you can go down there, you can convert that visa. And I feel like she got this from me because she's slow. She watched my video where I broke down every single visa that they could possibly get. And I assume that when they put that child, anything that they doing with their children is doing something to benefit them. I'm sorry, it's just true.
Okay.
So they put, you can go and you can convert a tourist visa into a guardianship visa. You can, but you got to apply for it. And to get a guardianship visa, your child has to be enrolled into a school. But with a guardian visa, you cannot work. You cannot be doing no social media, doing all type of other stuff like that, getting some type of revenue. So anyway, I thought that was the case. But you see what happens is that money has to be sitting right there and they have to pay it. So let's just say that they would let her go. They would let the child go for a time until the transfer is all the way through. You just have to have this money by this date.
Okay.
During that time, they left and went back to the US. And right before they left, they did a video and they said, we both have education visas now. We're going to be studying Thai language now. So what happened to the tourist visa? So now they go.
No,
Remember
that's
the
normal. So the education visa lets you stay longer. Think of like a student visa, so you can be there 6 months. You don't have to do the visa run. So that makes sense. But you can't work. So the question is then, how are they making money? Perhaps it's YouTube. That's their goal.
Well, I know that there's this shop that they always go to get these tuxedos. I mean, every week they got a brand deal.
Where the fuck are they? Where are they wearing a tuxedo at?
Girl, how okay. Girl, every time.
That's how you get a yeast infection. It is. It's too hot out here.
Girl, every damn day they are putting on the tugs. And then they cut the sleeves off hers. Cause I mean, you know, she probably be sweating. But yeah, girl, they got brand deals.
So those wait. That's illegal. That's illegal too. Every country's a little bit different. But that's earning money. You cannot do that. And so like here in Bali, they really crack down on that. You can't even do a sponsored post for free. They will knock on your door and send you home because they don't want local influencers to get pushed out for tourist influencers, right? So same thing with Thailand. That's making money. So I mean, there's only because even if they're like, oh, well, we get fucking suits, bitch. No, you fucking don't. You get cash too, because where would you be wearing this suit to? So are they back there in Thailand now? They're back there,
right? At the moment, I believe that they're in Thailand. You know, they leave. They're in Thailand. They leave and go to Pattaya every now and then. Or
no, but they're not in the States. What I mean is they're not.
Oh no, they're not in the States. And according to King, what prompted all the stuff that went viral just a month ago, because I believe we didn't speak on it. King got on his Twitch and he said that he wants Kaiser to live with him for a year. He wants him to come back. Apparently, he asked Nique and she told him no. And
of course
now he wants the child to live with him for a year. She called him up and she said, "Your son, can you come see your son for a week? Because
in the United States
for a week, and I'll even help you." Here she go, being nice. I'll even help you with it.
Does she know he broke?
And then because the baby said something like, you know, he felt like he was abandoned or left for dead, something like that on the lines. He wanted him to be with his child. He said no. He said he's not coming back to the U.S. He just got back over there. And he said that he doesn't see why the child cannot stay with him for a year. He stayed with the mom, so why he can't stay with him for the year? He came into one of my TikTok lives, either him or Laina, because she plays on his page too. And he said something like, if there's no court order, he should have the same rights as her, where he could keep the child. He could put the child in the school over there. But what I'm thinking is, because we got to go back to that visa. Laina then said most recently that she doesn't have an education visa. She got the guardian visa. That's what I'm saying. It must have didn't go through the first time, so now it didn't went through. But even then, girl, you only got that visa so the child is at the schoolhouse. The child missing all type of schools, all type of school sessions. You know that attendance is reported to the immigration.
Okay,
they report attendance. You know that, right?
Girl, so do you have a question for me related to that?
I do. So let's go right here to this question right here. 1 second. Hold on. Let me get that question right there. Girl, I got so many questions. I'm sorry.
No problem. Yes, okay. I got to wrap up in just a little while. So let's do another 10 minutes. Go ahead.
Do one more 10 minutes, y'all. Okay, I'm actually going to ask you this question, and then I'm going to ask the question for my people in the chat. Yappers, I need y'all to ask whatever question y'all need in this moment. I didn't even see the time, girl. We almost here for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. You already answered these questions? You already answered that question. About the visa situation. Okay, what type of harm, or not harm, but what type of trouble, like what happens with the children? Like if they get caught up doing all this working out there in Thailand, what does this look like for the kids?
Oh, it's just a civil offense, so they'll just deport them. And they deport the whole family. They deport you and your kids. Everybody go back to Texas.
So is it no way that because Laina is the one that's dealing with doing these brows and all type of stuff, more importantly, they're changing the brows now because of, the spotlight is on them. So they're changing from brows to now they're going to be travel influencers. So now they're selling this ebook. Child, they are selling this ebook for $22
Damn.
on how to travel to Thailand. So she said she's going to start getting some paid calls to teach people on how to come out there to Thailand. Is that considered work?
Absolutely. It is. And I don't know how their government will handle that. Because see, like, just like how I'm here, I'm on YouTube and I click my little button. My YouTube is an American YouTube, So, yes, you can YouTube in Thailand. Thailand is a country, to my knowledge, that allows you to YouTube. Because it's no different than like you doing a Zoom work call, right? Like if you work for, let's say you worked for, I don't know, the post office in America, but they had a Zoom meeting and you're on vacation, right? You got to do the meeting and then in turn you get your regular salary. So that is allowed to my knowledge.
Right.
But the digital books and stuff, no, I don't think that would be considered. Here's what they're trying to protect against. When they have laws that say you can't come here and earn money, their concern is that you are displacing a local worker. Okay. So your YouTube, you selling a digital book is not going to displace any Thailand worker. But her doing fucking brows in the living room would.
Pop that. Okay. So then another question here is, how do you get deported with no money? Will Thailand pay for it? Like, who pays for them to get back to the US? Like, who pays for that flight back?
They have to. So what'll happen is like your visa will get flagged. Every country is different. They come knock on your door. They may say you need to leave within 24 hours. 24 hours later, they may come back and like escort you. Every country is different. They may be like, all right, you got to sit in the airport jail till you can raise the money. I'm not sure. But I know that like your visa is flagged. And when you become a visa overstay, you then get banned from that country for a certain number of years and can't come back.
Right. Another question is, can Nique file for abandonment because he left the child and refuses to come back to the US?
Abandonment. Okay, great question. Abandonment, that applies for divorce, not for kids. So no.
Okay. And then one of my questions is in terms of child support, right? If King was on child support, would that immediately cancel out his visa?
If he got an order for back child support and that dollar amount is over $2,500, which it would be because the child is 7, yes. No. It wouldn't correction. It wouldn't cancel his visa. It would suspend his passport, which would likely mean like he can stay where he's at until that visa is up. But when it comes time to renew that visa, when they put the passport numbers in there, the country could either choose to renew it. Like I know somebody where they had a hold on their American passport, and Bali told that person like, hey, by the way, we saw you got a hold on this, so stay here. Like that person had like a 1-year Bali visa or something. So they're like, you can stay here for this full year, but you can't go back to America because they're not gonna, or like if you go back to America, you can't come back because America put a hold. And so that is likely what would happen. And speaking to that, this is just my legal opinion as an attorney having practiced for a long time. I don't know if Nique's father was in her life, but from what you've shared with me, Nique's mother also doesn't think that she should put him on child support. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
They want, I feel like I think that regardless of what is shown online, I feel like, and what transpires between them, I think deep down they have like a love for King, that, or maybe it's not even for King. They always say that it's because of Kaiser. Because of Kaiser, whatever they got to do to make him happy.
I'm going to tell you what it is. No, so this is what it is. Nique's dad probably wasn't in her life. And the concern is that if they push child support, the dad will retaliate by spending less time with Kaiser. The truth of the matter is good dads don't do that. The dad's not going to spend time with him because it's not a priority. The dad's concern is like other things, right? It's just other things. And so I want to speak to moms who are in this dilemma where they're like, oh, if I keep pushing the dad, you know, I want my child to have a dad that participates in his life. And if I keep pushing for child support, the dad's not going to do that. That's
Right.
The man is wielding that in front of you so that you don't go for what you're entitled to. Because the men who do that, they're not consistent any freaking way.
Right.
I have never in my life heard of a situation where the woman felt that way about a consistent man. Why? Because if the man was consistent, you wouldn't have to even consider putting him on a set visitation or set child support because they'd be doing it.
Right.
So what I will say is she should, just for safety reasons and things, she should consider at this point, she needs to put him on child support to prevent that man from coming picking up that child and taking him to Thailand. Because not only can he do it, he knows he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about that. When that man said, I have just as much rights as her, he's right. And she can do nothing about it. Nothing. And not only that, once that child is there, Thailand becomes that child's residence and she will have to fight with Thai authorities. Oh, and guess what? Oh, hell no. This just came to me. Hold on. My coffee's kicking in. Guess what? I can guarantee you, Nique probably, with all her channels, makes over $50,000 a month. I can guarantee that. I can guarantee you that. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? If he gets that baby and he brings it to Thailand, guess who has to pay who child support?
Clock that, yappers.
Nique
was a question.
What's the question?
That was the question. I was going to ask you that question.
Nique will be supporting the entire family. The entire family. So, and he could get the child support set on Texas, which would be 20% of her income flat across the board. No, actually, Texas has a cap. The Texas cap for one child is, what is it, 2,700? 2,500. 2,500. All right, so he would get 2,500 a month. That goes a really freaking long way in Thailand. In Thailand, that would be rent and food for the entire month, or he can try and get it set on Thai numbers, because I don't know, Thai numbers may not have a cap. With her making $50,000 a month, like if they were living in California or something else like that, 20% of 50, that'd be $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
That Nique would have to pay to him, even though he went and took the baby. And a court is going to look at her like, a court's not going to feel bad for her because she let it happen.
Exactly. They don't show no. That's another question I had to ask you. Speaking of court, what position does, because she feels like she has so much say, what position does Laina hold in regards to custody or any type of thing like that when it comes to Kaiser and Nique's situation? Does the judge want to hear her side or something? Like, will she be inside the courthouse?
Laina is lucky Nique won't go and get a consultation from a lawyer like me. Because I would have had that woman under control. She would have been under my shoe, following my instructions as though, you know, if I were Nique, she would have been bowing down. She's nothing. She's a girlfriend. She's a baby mama. That's nothing under the law. Not only is it nothing, Nique could go to the courthouse and get a court ruling, like a ruling to their visitation. Like they don't have it yet, but she could get it. Texas has a standard provision you can add if you want that says, whenever my partner has the child, there is to be no visitation of someone of the opposite sex after 9 p.m. Ooh. I had that happen to a homegirl of mine. They were living together. My homegirl and her dude were living together. His ex-wife had that put in the child visitation decree. They had to move out. The dude moved out because it meant that each week he had his kid, he had to get a hotel room, or they had to have a different apartment. So he moved out from. So that's what she got. She was a mistress. So she took that lady husband. She took, and she was like, my girl called me upset. She was like, can you believe what his ex-wife did? I said, that's what you get for fucking with that lady husband.
Right.
She took every opportunity. So I'm saying with Nique, because this is just a girlfriend, if Nique wanted to, she could get a visitation order that said the same thing, because she could be like, I don't trust Laina. And then therefore, either they would have to have two different places, or when he had his son, he would have to get a hotel room. Now we know King is poor. So, I wouldn't recommend that now, because that would just mean King wouldn't be with his son overnight. We don't want, to influence. But I'm saying you got to approach it with that authority. That lady, he did not marry that woman for a reason. King knows that lady is slow. I say that because once you go over to another country like that, that's the perfect time to get married. Because when you're married, then you can get all the visa stuff. You get it done at once. Instead of paying 2 lawyers' fees, you pay 1. He is intentionally not marrying her because he's sick of her shit. She is a burden. She provides 0 value other than free babysitter. And once he gets back on top, he leaving her.
Period.
Mark my words. Timestamp that bitch.
I already know. Now I got a couple more questions, just 2 more questions for you. I know you have to go. I wanted to ask you, at what age does it, because you didn't answer all of them. That's so crazy. How did you answer all of this? You ain't never seen this. At what age, at what age can a child like Kaiser say, I want to go live? Because that's his stance. My child say he want to stay with me, but he's 7. Yeah. So like
14 in Texas. So in Texas, in Texas, which is where they're based, at 12, the court will listen. At 14, the court goes with what he wants, unless there's proof that that parent is dangerous.
Wow.
And in Texas, daddies have just as much rights as moms, especially judges. If the dad has his stuff together. Also, if King were financially stable and in America and married makes a difference. See, because the mama is not married. Courts actually really like in Texas, I can only speak to Texas, they like for kids to be in a family unit. So keep that in mind. If your baby daddy has remarried, has younger children, they really like having that kid as the primary residence, being that location, because they get the whole family feel. And then go to mommy's the every other weekend would not be unusual. A lot of men just assume they get them out. No. Courts today prefer the child to be in the most stable environment, and stability is mom, dad, and if you have other siblings, with your siblings.
Period. Thank you so much for that. My last 2 questions is what crosses the line? Because how you just said, well, let me start with this one. How you said earlier how Tasha K can't stand that you be posting about her or whatever. She just don't want you to post about her. She don't care about nobody else. What legally counts as doxing? Like, what does that mean?
Basically releasing private information that would allow other people to harass you, to stalk you, to show up at your home. So like your phone number and address, releasing your phone number and address. It doesn't even have to be your home address. I'll say that. Work address, if that's a public place, then that's different. But generally that type of thing. Address, the things that will impact your safety.
Period. And then what crosses the line? But what crosses the line into defamation online? Like,
it has to be untrue. Go ahead.
Like creating
Give me an example.
Whole story. For example, creating the whole story of what happened with immigration. What crosses the line from that? Because that is so completely untrue.
It's just a lie. Anybody can lie. So defamation has to be saying something negative and untrue about another person or business.
Period.
And it has to be a fact, not opinions. So I can say Keisha got a smelly pussy. Okay. That could be my opinion that her pussy stank. You see what I'm saying? It's not necessarily a fact. So Keisha couldn't, I don't know a Keisha who, I don't smell other people's cooch. So I don't know. This is just an example. So what I'm saying is, what a lot of people miss is that it has to be a fact. It cannot be an opinion. So that's why one of the best ways to protect you is say, well, my opinion, and then say what you feel like. In my opinion, she's slow. In my opinion, she's a thief. In my opinion, she stank. Whatever. Like that.
No, I mean, a lot of times I'll be saying that in my opinion she's a whale, but it's only because she said,
Hit that subscribe, y'all. Hit that subscribe and like.
It's only because she said that black women are chinchillas. That's the only reason why I had said that right there.
A chinchilla.
Girl, you know that's a rodent.
What kind of analogy? Oh,
Excuse me. Have mercy. Well, Attorney Symone, I'm telling you, girl, it's been real. It's like kicking it with our home girl. You will welcome here anytime.
Thank you for having me. Yes, I hope Nique just go ahead and get him on papers, get the paperwork together, because you got to use your leverage to just, your child needs consistency, and that'll let her know one way or the other what type of time is he on, how serious is he. Because I also do feel like when you're dealing with someone in the influencer space, men are very concerned about their brand and what they look like. And so some of this, it sounds like King may be doing just because he doesn't want to look like a deadbeat. And now you need him to put his money where his mouth is. You need him to, okay, so stop performing like a deadbeat. You're either going to exercise your visitation or you're not, but we're not about to go back and forth and me feel like you could kidnap my kid any given day now. That's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But thank you so much for having me. Y'all hit the subscribe. Go to, if you like this content, please hit the subscribe. I'm trying to get to 90,000 subscribers by this summer. And I think that's it. You can always go to SymoneRedwine.com. I spell Symone with a Y. If you want to schedule a consultation with me, I focus on injury cases and handle injury cases anywhere across the United States.
Period. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey,
and you
girl,
take care.
Thank you for letting us know. Girl, is that legal?
Absolutely.
Bye. Let me see. Hold on, yappers. Let me go to my main. Hold on one second. Yappers. Thank y'all so much for pulling up to the live, y'all. I really appreciate every last one of my yappers. I know we've been quiet, and I know some people was looking for us, but it's all said and done. It's all said and done now. And just so y'all know, and for anybody that's watching this live, a pussy hoe could never silence a yapper like me. Excuse me? Have mercy. And who the hell that was that said they was going to have the last laugh? Girl, please don't make me get activated. The last laugh? Bitch, please. Bow. I love y'all, yappers. I'm going to see y'all on TikTok. I got to go battle. Bye. Thank y'all so much. If you made it to the end of this live stream and you a yapper like me, meet me in the comments so we can have a key. That's all I got for y'all today, baby. Ciao. Y'all so messy.